Hey friends, my name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti, and I just ate chocolate. Welcome to Sim Sunday. As a reminder, M1.4x4 screws are now available, as well as 1.27 millimeter spacers, motor spacers, tiny whoop motor spacers. Shout out to Timmons for laser cutting these. This is what you need to make one of the Rockin' 2S 75 millimeter whoops. I don't know where they've gone. They're around here somewhere. Well, that's shocking. I actually don't know where they went. They're not back there. Oh! They're back there. Yeah, that's what you need, yo. If you're going to run the Mobula 7 V3 frame, which you should, and 2mm tall motors, which you should, like the RC & Power 1002 19,000s, the T-Motor 1002 18,000s. I might have those reversed for the KVs, but 18 to 19,000 is amazing. Motor limit it down to like 80%. It's just perfect. or the Beta FPV 1102s if you want the gruntiest motor of all, in 18,000 kV. In the chat, Rockcrawler was first, Cole Powers was next. Nightwing FPV is in the house. What's up, homie? I haven't seen you in a while. Bad is here. FPV Toast, Rockcrawler, Spaceman Spiff, Cole Powers, Demo FPV, Frank Nicholas, Apache Smoke, Wounded Sniper, Nathan Taylor, Douglas 6, Anonymous, Bob Bruce, Notice, Expander, Nathan. Oh, it smells like bad decisions and sadness. Nathan Taylor, Corsair FPV, Rockcrawler, Smoking Dog, Cujo, Alex Wellman, Nerone, Curtis Hayes, Koala, J Bones. What's up, everybody? Maggie had her yearly White Elephant Christmas party last night, and so yeah, my stomach is an absolute disaster. And I shaved so that I looked significantly less homeless. Look at this one gray hair. What's the matter, you motherfucker? Get out of here. I was looking in the mirror yesterday, which I don't do very often. Seriously. And the first spot that I ever started to go gray was right up here. And for a long time, it was like, I didn't catch it when there was just one. I caught it when there were like 3. And for a while, it was like, oh, there's a 4th one. Oh, there's a 5th one. Like I could count them. There ain't no counting them anymore, motherfuckers. There are a bunch. It's creeping down here too. Where's that one on my chin? There it was. Somewhere up in there. Look at that shit. Look at this. Look at all of them. Look at them all. Luckily, men look good when we go all salt and peppery. So yeah, Maggie digs it, and quite frankly, that's all that matters. But yeah, my God, my dad too. My dad didn't go gray until like late in life. He had like jet black hair. Growing up, my friends used to call my dad Fabio. He just had this. It's where I get it from. He had crazy hair. Hey, I got the LED strip back going here. I still have to do the one for here, and then I have the one for up on top, and then I don't know what the fuck happened. I swear to God, I bought LED strip in the exact right length for here, down there, and then I swear to God I had enough to go down the other side of this cube, which you guys will never really see. I guess you'll see when I'm flying the tiny whoop around. I cannot find it for the life of me. I cut I cut the LED strips to the right lengths, but it just disappeared. I swear that I had enough on the reel to do that other side, but I can't find the reel now, and it's driving me fucking crazy. Type. Oh my God, you son of a bitch! If when you lose something, you just can't let it go, and it burrows into your brain like something that burrows. I cannot stop thinking about it. I want to just burn it all down. I can't handle it. I absolutely can't handle it. It's there is a chance that that I didn't get enough, and but I swear that I measured it out. You know what I can do? I can get the tape measure out and measure that, and that. And if that ends up being like 6 meters, then yeah, I used all of it up. But yeah, it's driving me insane. I can't stop thinking about it. I guess it would make sense if I didn't have enough, because why would I not cut the piece for that side. What I should do is just stop and just buy another thing of the LEDs because they're like $14. I gotta get the right ones though. I'm using these LEDs are on the same Magic Home application that all of the other LEDs in the basement here are on, which is really, really nice. But they're like 4, but most of the newer LED strips are 5 pads. These are 4 pads, which are kind of hard to find. But yeah, it's cool. I can change the colors from the application, although nothing looks right other than purple because it's shining against purple, matte purple paint. Uriel says, can we not switch it from podcast? No, that was something that TweetFPV did, which was pretty cool. I don't know how to do things. He knows how to do things. I don't know how to do things. I know how to build and fly quads. That's what I got for the world. And sometimes repair them. Quite often repair them. So yeah, if you're going down the 2S 75mm Tiny Whoop rabbit hole, which you should be because, good God, it's so good. I got you covered on the motor spacers and the screws. Just let me know. They're not up on the Etsy store yet, but they will be. If you need them right now. CiottiFPV, look at this segue, man. Look at this segue. Come on. CiottiFPV.com has all the things. All my contact info is up on top here. Email, Instagram. I don't know. Facebook is somewhere. Maybe not. I don't really use Facebook much anymore. Message me. Streaming schedule is here. Patreon helps me the most. Join my Patreon. One of you has been thinking about joining my Patreon. Join it. And you'll get a shout out much like this. Where is it? Where is it? Austin Metzger. Welcome to the Gangly Gang, my friend. Thank you for the support. Austin will be entered into the Tiny Whoop and Toothpick giveaway at the beginning of January. Just so you know, if you want to join the Tiny Whoop and Toothpick $5 a month tier, but you would actually like to send me $6 a month, you can do that. You pick your tier, and then you can custom put your dollar amount in. So if you got an extra $1 a month, let me have it. Give it to me. Etsy has a bunch of fun stuff going on. You're gonna love it. My nuts are on there. Fiverr is where you can schedule a session to work one-on-one with me, or you can just message me and we'll schedule it through like Instagram messaging or email or whatever, Discord. Teespring has some really fun shirts and other apparel. Not this one. This is a shirt that was very kindly sent to me by Biblade FPV. This is their whoop race that they're doing. Check it out, if you're in the Northeast especially. PayPal if you want to support me directly, but you don't want to do a super chat because you know that YouTube will take 30%. And then look at all these affiliate links, bro. Change your bookmarks to someone's affiliate links. It's free money, and then we can keep making stuff for you to watch on YouTube. Amazon Get FPV, Pyro Drone, Race Day Quads, Newbie Drone, Weebleed FPV, Beta FPV, FPV Cycle, Hizingi, Oh My God, Brain 3D, HD0, Flywoo, Emax, Banggood, Camera Butter. AliExpress as well. Use affiliate links. If you don't use bookmarks and you just type like AMA for Amazon in here, remove your current suggestion. Remove your top suggestion for all these websites, and then hit the affiliate links a couple times in a row, and your browser will think that when you type FLY, you actually want to go to CiottiFPV's Flywoo affiliate link. It's the best way that you can support people, and you won't have to try to remember it. Today on the live stream, we are going to be doing Matty Flips in the sim. Where's my transmitter? There it is. I cleaned this place up like a motherfucker for the party. And my God, I forgot how nice it is when I just fully... I didn't completely clean my desk. I cleaned it quite a bit. But man, this basement is so cool when it's like pretty much completely cleaned out. We're gonna fly. I've got three 300 mAh batteries charged that we're going to fly in the basement with nothing hanging from the ceiling. The dive tower is still over there. I put the Biblade lit cube back, but that's it. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what it's like to fly around the naked basement. We'll make some we'll make some new paths and lines and schlip-schlops and glip-glops. Are you excited? You should be. No? You're not? Oh well. If you want to talk to me directly in the chat, all you gotta do is type CiottiFPV. Rockcrawler tagged me and said, no worries, take your time, do things right. Oh, I did things right. I wiped front to back. Apache Smoke with the Sniper says, good day, CiottiFPV. How are you doing this fine Sunday? I'm good, man. I am fucking exhausted, though. This morning, so Azalea's friend, Cora, slept over, and for some reason, Teddy hates Cora. Which is ridiculous, because Cora is an awesome little human being. And, but Teddy has decided that that Cora's bad, and that's very aggravating. Because what that means is that Teddy just barks and screams and barks and screams and barks and screams, and so he woke me up at like, I don't even know, 8 a.m. and then 8:30 and then 8:45 and then 9 and then 9:30 and then 10, and oh my god, dude, this fucking dog. Oh, so yeah, I'm just, ooh, and like, you know, we were up late eating, partying and shit. Party was awesome. Yeah, Maggie puts on a great party. There were like 40 people here, yo. It was nuts. We all had a blast, though. Expander says, hey, Gangly Gang. Hi, CiottiFPV. Rockcrawler says, turtles all the way down. I bet nobody gets that reference. Only me. Oh, Nathan Taylor gets it as well. Turtles All the Way Down is a book. I was about to say loosely about, but no, it's pretty much about anxiety. It's a great book. Turtles All the Way Down. Read it. Read it, you goddamn degenerates. Read! Bob Bruce says, I let it go because I know my brain will remember at some random point in the near future. Wait, what did you let go? What are we talking about? I let it go. What did you let... Oh, yeah. Losing things. Yeah, no, it's, yeah, that's what, you know, sane people do, but obviously I'm not going to do that. Uriel says, relax, dude, it's busy enough. Screw you, it's not busy. He also says, can we not switch it from podcast? What's that mean? Curtis Hayes says, now you're never going to find what you need when you need it. Cleaning always does that to me. And then J Monk says, what's up? I should blow my nose, but instead I'll just snot all over the place. Let's fly. I'm super intrigued to fly in this basement with like practically no shit hanging from the ceiling. And I spent many hours cleaning this place up, and I want to show it off because I'm a shallow son of a bitch. Let's fly the air. Oh! That's what we'll do. We'll compare the props. On the last live stream, we compared the 5 different good 1.2 inch Tiny Whoop propellers. The old school HQ ultralight YOLO props, which are 1.2 by 1.1 by 3. These new school HQ ultralight 1.2 by 0.9 by 3 props. The brand new HQ Biblades, which are 1.2 by, son of a bitch, 1.2, I think. Yeah, 1.2 by 1.2 by 2. And then the two gem fan props, the 1219S's and the 1210s. And the HQ props just absolutely blew my brain. Blew my mind. Blew my brain. Great. And I think that these 1.2 by 0.9 by 3s and the 1.2 by 1.2 by 2 Biblades are my favorites. But I want to go back and forth between them a little bit more. So let's do 2 batteries on the tri-blades, and then I've got 3 batteries, and then we'll do 1 battery on the Biblades. If you're gonna test props or motors or something like that, that's the way to do it. Fly a bunch of batteries on the first setup, and then change the setup as quick as you can, and fly at least 1 battery on the second setup. That way you get used to the first setup, and then the second setup is hopefully different enough that you can actually tell a difference. That's the way to do it, my friends. Yeah, I put everything away. I don't even know where some stuff is. For the record, I keep hearing more and more people on Facebook talking about how the HD0 goggles and the rapid fire module are not a great match. Apparently, yeah, there's something going on there. And if you've got the HD0 goggles, you want to go with either the Speedy Bee or the Fusion module. Or if you're going to run the rapid fire module, you should do a different set of goggles, like Orcas, if you can somehow get your hands on them, or old school Fat Shark goggles, which are kind of my favorite. So yeah, there's that. Keep that in mind. Or don't. Do whatever you want. But don't come crying to me! What if I just never came back? I just walked off to the right, to my right, and then never came back. You guys would be alright. I've taught you damn near everything I know. Ah, my eyeball! Alright, hang on. Just wait. Take it easy. Just wait. Just wait a second. God. You guys are so impatient. This is for that. I'm gonna leave this out. Hold on. Hold on. I'm just putting this back on the shelf here. This is thrilling live stream content. Did the camera? No. Wait, thank you, Canon. There was an OBS update that I didn't do. Maybe that'll make something work better. I'm sure it won't. Although I will say that the Canon software has been hanging in for almost the entire live stream, which is nice. I can handle it bombing at the end of every live stream. What I can't handle though is OBS. But the other day OBS shit the bed towards the end of the live stream, and I didn't notice it because I was flying. And if you don't send YouTube video for like a minute, Jesus, it ends the live stream. And so a live stream ended like while I was flying the other night, which was super angerifying, super maddening. Words are hard. Let's fly. This is the Air65 Champion with HQ ultralight 1.2 by 0.9 by 3 propellers. What do you think of that? And I'm going to run it on a lava battery. 300 mAh lava battery. This is on the 1219 tune. 661 is also hearing everyone saying the analog is bad on the HD0 goggles. Yeah, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't understand. Here we go. That's angle mode. Look how clean this place is. Oh my god. Why? Oh god! I don't know what the thought process was there. Just maybe the sim rig will move out of the way. Woo! Uh-oh. Look, the upstairs is all clean, too. Although the upstairs is always clean. I just heard somebody stomping. Who was it? Oh, God! Fan trying to get me. Hello, Mr. Spaghetti. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh! 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 Wow! How the hell did that happen? Okay. Look at this Christmas tree, yo! Merry Christmas, you cretins. Greetings, cretins. It's one of my favorite sayings that I stole from Gap-It. Travis Samsonite. Samsonite. It says right here on the briefcase. Samsonite. I was way off. Uh-oh, here comes Teddy. He's gonna save me. There he is. Oh, little dog. Let's come back down. Whoa! Come on. Whoa! It was like stuck in turtle mode. That was weird. Mirror flip. Sneak up on it. You gotta sneak up on the mirror flip. Gotta sneak up low. Ready? Oh god, no! Oh god, no! Right, sneak up. Sneak up. Sneak up. Oh! Oh, it was I tried for the docked mirror flip, but I think I was too docked. Oh, the mirror flip with the bump in the middle. Come on. What you know about that? 3.47 at a dead hover. 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Man, I don't know if I'm ever going to get over the 3-minute mark with this quad. The Air65 Champion performs unbelievable. But yeah, tough to get it beyond, for me, for the way that I fly, tough to get it beyond the 3-minute mark. Next battery. For the record, these batteries have been sitting charged since Friday. But that runtime was still pretty good. We did just kind of like dick around for a little while during that battery, though. I'm actually kind of surprised that we didn't get to... yeah, it's true, Alex Wellman. Thank you for saying that. I forgot. Jesse has some of these Air65 Champions in stock. If you want one, get it now. Right now. They will not last. Oh, I didn't make it over the couch. Way boy. Here's the present that I won in I actually traded for this in the White Elephant contest. That's right. A puzzle with 100 pooping dogs. Ooh, we flipped up on top. Uh-oh. 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 Whoa! It's all good. Everything's fine. Oh, God. Oh, man, the power. This thing says that it's 30,000 kV, but it performs like it's 30 million kV. Ugh! Alright, so that's a wall ride to dive. Whoa, what the hell was that? Wall ride to dive. Here we go. Oh! Oh, man, crash recovery. Saving my ass right there. Oh, my God! I'm not trying to do a wall tap. I'm flying like a buffoon. Okay, whenever you're ready. Oh, God. Oh, dear. Oh my god, I just drove it right into the ground. Let's try this once more, maybe? Ugh! That's hard, that's hard to do. It's harder than you'd think. Oh my god, what in the hell? Can you please work? Thank you. You dirty rat hoe. Oh god, it's hard because I want to let the wall ride breathe, and I want to just let it sail. But then it's like by the time I get it into, you know what's hard too is I can't stop the. You know what? This might not even be possible. Okay, see, all you have to do is say that something is impossible, and then you'll do it immediately. This is kind of fun to fly around here with no obstructions. Oh! Oh, that hurt, yo. And it went into the garbage can. Oh, yo, I hit that cymbal hard. That was a full-blown cymbal crash. Oh, you poor little bastard. Ooh. Ooh, that was a mean crash right there. Hold on, I'm getting the antenna put back through here. Oh boy, that was rough. Oh, and that broke the canopy. I am not surprised that broke the broke the canopy. That was a horrendous crash. I very well might have put the cymbal right in here. But yeah, it broke the bottom part of the canopy there. Damn. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the cymbal went right in here and then it front flipped up and over it. Yikes. Yikes. It's probably still flyable. Oh man, I couldn't have done that on the next battery. Now it's got more up tilt. It's got noticeably more up tilt now. Oh god. Oh god, twice. And then I disarmed without needing to disarm. And there's some jello now from the shit bobbling around. God damn it. The camera is also not sitting flat anymore. The camera is a little bit rotated off. Oh, hell. Well, shit. I mean, I have, they sent another one of these canopies. I guess I should swap it out really quick. The problem is, the amount of time it's going to take to swap it out, I'm going to forget what this flies like, and it's not going to be the best back-to-back test, but I can't fly it like that. It's going to be, it's not flying right. So, let's swap it. I'm going to swap it as quick as I can. Here we go. Speed swapping. Speed swap, canopy swap. Here we go. Formula 1 pit stop coming at you. Formula 1. Formula 1. All right, as quick as we can. So we take the wires come out the bottom of the canopy. Good to know. So you got to pull the screw down here. And it looks like the new canopy does not have this screw in it. I'm going to move this screw over right now so that I remember which side it goes through, which is the right side. All right, so I'm going to move that over and just tighten it a little bit. All right. And then we got 4 screws here. Pop the camera out and away we go. 2. 3. And 4. Whoo! Broke the shit out of this canopy. Damn. Okay, whoa. And everything stopped rolling. Okay. See if we can get this camera out. Yep. There it goes. Nope. Come on. Well, I mean, this canopy's ruined, so whatever. I could just... That won't help. Come on! Come out of there. Yeah, I'll just bend it all to hell. There we go. There and there. Now the camera should just fall out. Come out of there, man! There we go. Okay. Yeah, wow, it just sheared right off at the bottom there. That looks... I'll be honest, that's a little thin down there. I would love for that to be thickened up down at the bottom here where this just broke. I wouldn't be surprised if these canopies break down here more often than not. Here's the broken one. Let me try to show you. It broke right down there. See it? I would not be surprised if that's a common break point. Maybe put some E6000 down there. If you're gonna get if you're gonna run one of these Beta 65 air canopies, I would say put some smack down there. Smack it up. Put some smack down there, my friends. You're gonna love it. Okay. Yeah, especially because it wants to bend there. I'm gonna take it here and I'm gonna bend it. I'm gonna like pre-bend it in the thick spot here, because yeah, it's wanting to twist there, and that's not good. So these canopies wrap around like that. Okay. Just kind of trying to pre-bend it here so that it doesn't put as much pressure on the posts on the frame. It's one of the things I really don't like about these G-string style canopies is they put a lot of stress on the posts of the frame. And so in my head, if I pre-bend it like this, it won't put as much stress. Like pre-form this thing so that it's roughly the right sort of shape. Whether that helps or not, I have no idea, because I don't really run these this style canopy very much. But in theory, it can't hurt. Well, it definitely can hurt. I take that all back. Okay, so we're gonna shove the camera through. See if I can get it. Whoa, shit, I'm putting the camera in 90 degrees sideways. We do not want to do that. All right. Camera is now going through properly. I gotta back this out a little bit. Camera fits in there pretty tight, even without that screw. Which is a good thing. You don't want the camera to come free in there. All right, there we go. And that's cool. When you sort of pinch this canopy, you can feel the camera, and that makes it really easy to get the camera centered. Not centered, rotated properly. Go in here, and you do really want to crank this front screw down. I have had, in the other Air65, I've had the camera rotate in the canopy, so make sure you give this a solid amount of tightening, because when the camera rotates in the thing there, it's bad. It's real bad. You don't want that. All right, just getting this ELRS antenna kind of situated here. Okay, I'm actually going to run the ELRS antenna a little bit differently this time. I'm going to run it up through the central hole here that the VTX antenna goes through. All right, that's looking good. Push the AIO down on the posts. And let's see if we can get this G-string canopy screwed down here without too much drama. Okay. Let's do the sides first, I think. All right, we got one. Nope, not yet. Get in there, you little bastard. Come on, man. There it is. All right, we got one. I'm not going to crank these down super tight. I'll come back around and crank them down. Ooh, maybe doing the sides first is not the move. And the camera just got really loose in the mount. What the hell just happened? Wow, these G-string canopies are ridiculous. I think I might have pushed the camera too far forward in this mount. Let me push the camera back a little bit. Yeah, I pushed the camera too far forward. That's my bad. I think this is the best of the G-string canopies. This Air65 one. I've not had many issues with it, and I think this is the first one that I've broken. Although I've heard from people that they don't even like these and that these break too often for them, which I can totally see that being a thing. You know, I get that they're trying to save weight with this style canopy, but I would really rather have a slightly more solid canopy that's a little bit heavier. That's just me, though. I am not as much of a weight Nazi as most. Oh boy, this is difficult. I'm actually gonna have to unscrew this. So the trouble I'm having is getting this camera. Oh, Jesus Christ! Getting this camera to sit flat. It's wanting to angle like this. Get in there, you bug. This front screw is loose. Everything. Stop rolling. Okay, let's just keep trying. I'm pushing on this like hard as shit, and it's not. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Okay, so let's get it rotated properly. That ain't it. Okay. That feels like it's rotated correctly. And now it's back far enough. All right, we're good now. Basically, the front part of the lens is the thickest part of the lens, and that's what this front part of the G-string canopy needs to clamp down on. And so, yeah, it's tempting to push the camera a little bit farther forward, but then it's not going to grab on the fattest part of the lens up here. So it looks like it's rotated pretty straight. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, let's do this all over again. VTX antenna and ELRS antenna go through. Let's do this. I'm going to do the rear mounting point first. Maybe that's the ticket. And all four of these screws are exactly the same. This is the exact. I've not really modified. I've not added longer screws. I want to see how long this thing holds up out of the box. See how long the this canopy and this frame hold up in this kind of configuration. All right, so now we're gonna pull these side bits. If I can get a goddamn grip on them. Jesus. These canopies are under so much tension. I don't understand how they don't just rip these posts off the frame. Maybe because they're under tension in the upward direction. Christ, maybe it helps with the crashing because it acts like a trampoline. I don't know. But yeah, I've been surprised by how durable this and the regular Air65 have been with this Beta FPV canopy. But it's not perfect. It's not perfect. There are plenty of people that don't like it and they're not happy with the durability. Come on, man. Come on! God damn it, now the screw got all jacked up. Ooh! Get in there. Get! Ugh. Come on. Go. There we go. All right, last one is the front one, and I have a funny feeling that this one might be really difficult because it's just not wanting to line up with the hole. I guess I probably just have to push down. Yeah, so that's the key. You just have to push down on the canopy really hard, and then that gets the front one to line up. And hopefully I didn't just cross-thread that. Now we're good. Okay, we're back. Go around and tighten these up. Don't tighten them too much. Remember that you're screwing into plastic. You can very easily strip these out. All right, we're good. It's probably going to have slightly different up tilt, which might take me a minute to get used to. What other excuses can I use for flying like an idiot? Curvature of the Earth, that doesn't help. Sunspots, it's another good one, right? Just trying to get the ELRS antenna kind of situated here. Okay. So yeah, I'm running the ELRS antenna and the video antenna through the top hole. I can do this because the whole red wire is the active element of the ELRS antenna, but then the active element of the 5.8 video antenna is just here. And so they're not right next to each other. They're offset like this. So it should be totally fine. And we're just flying around the house, so it'll be all right. Okay, now I got to get these props off and put on the Biblades. So going to the Biblades, we are going to have a lot less propeller weight. So the response time is going to really shorten up and come alive. So the pid, it's going to be almost as if I've increased the PIDs. The motors are also going to spin up faster when I just like hammer the throttle. So that's going to feel really good. The Biblade is more pitchy. It's a 1.2 pitch. These props that I'm removing are 0.9 pitch. So in theory, it'll make more power, but in practice, it probably won't. Like, in the world of propellers, the pitch number is supposed to be the distance, the distance that a propeller will travel in a medium, like a fluid, for example, with one rotation. And so regardless if it's a biblade or a tri-blade or a quad blade, the pitch should very closely relate to how much power it makes. In the world of FPV, what I've found over the years is that that's not true. Even if the pitch is exactly the same on a biblade versus a tri-blade, the tri-blade will make more power almost 100% of the time. I don't know if that's a thing in the rest of the aeronautic world or if that's just the prop manufacturers calculating the pitch in a different way or something like that, but that seems to kind of always be the deal. And so I will probably lose a little bit of power here. But that's okay, because this thing has a lot of power already. And so the flight characteristics getting a little bit better by the response time being quicker could offset that. The other thing that's probably going to be going on is that this thing should be a little bit more slidey. And you might not like that. We will see. I'll let you know in a second. Okay. Away we go. I'll get caught up in chat after this. Every Day with Bruno sending a $6 PayPal. Thank you, brother. He says, healthcare fund. Hope things are at least seeming better. They are now. Thank you, dude. Hold on. Where's it at? There it is. What? What was that? There it is. Look at that nice even number. Thank you, dude. Very cool of you. And Tiberius, welcome to the Gangly Gang, man. Thank you for joining the Patreon. Very, very cool of you. Very cool. All right. Here we go. Oh, I got this one wire not routed perfectly. That's okay. We'll be fine. Oh, transmitter's not on. Let's actually just power cycle the quad. All right, here come the Biblades, 1.2 by 1.2 by 2. Oh, boy. Oh, hey! Knocked it over. Oh, God. So, dunk. It's still got plenty of power. It might have a little bit less. Oh, God. Oh, come on now. Oh, we're good. It might have a little bit less power, but it's still got good power. Hi! It feels great, man. The lightness of these propellers is fantastic. Yeah, plenty of power. Woo! Jesus! Yeah, okay. Feels fine. Let me get the throttle midpoint dialed in. So we got like 30, 29. Let's fly a little bit faster. 32, 32. 32 is probably a good even number. Let's see where it's at. Down to go up. It's at 32. Awesome. It feels so crisp with these props. And I don't totally notice it. I don't really notice it being that much more slidey. But I kind of like that. So that might be why I'm not noticing it. I'm in the bathroom right now. Oh, shit. I hit that hard, actually. Oh, my God. We're in the shag. Oh, we're good. Whew. Christmas tree flip. Oh! Oh, God. Let's get back downstairs. Ah! As expected, enough time has gone by that I'm not completely dialed in. I'm finding it a little bit hard to tell the difference between these and the other ones. Which is not a terrible thing, because I like the way those other the Tri-Blade 0.9 pitch fly. What the hell was that? Oh, God, no! No, no, no. No, no, no. It's all good. We got it out. 3.48 at a hover. 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Still can't break that 3-minute barrier. I'm going to have to do that test again. I'm going to have to do... Next live stream, I'll charge 3 more batteries, and we'll do that test in the reversed way. We'll do 2 batteries on the Biblades, and then 1 battery on the Tris. Also, it helps to have all the other gates up. Not like just having the dive tunnel and that cube. All I end up doing is hurling it across the room, which benefits the Biblades because they're more slidey. What I can absolutely say though is that it feels awesome with the Biblades because they're so light. Like when I stab the throat, like those stops when you see me like throw it up like that, and then whoop, and it just completely stops in place. Oh, that, like, I love that. I love that feeling of being able to just stop the quad in place after it was just like hauling ass. Like, that's the coolest, like, most dramatic kind of thing to like jar somebody awake. So yeah, I do really, really like these Biblades. For a long time, the GemFan 1210 Biblades were my favorites, so it's not surprising that I like these Biblades. Once I've got all the gates hanging, though, the extra slidiness of these might not be. I'm really warming up to the tri-blades, and so yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll do a little bit more testing. That was fun, though. Dracul! Man, this thing flies good. Air65 Champion. Great job, Beta FPV. Let me get caught up on chat. Hold on. Okay. So, trying to find my place in chat. Spander's in the house. He says, hey. I think I got that one before. Bob Bruce says, oh, wait, no, we got that. Uriel says, LOL. J-Monk says, what's up? Here we go. AmpBVTHC says, I have the Menace patch and Antenna 2. Do you feel that those are the best for analog besides TrueRC? It's awful hard to compare antennas. I've used the Menace patch for a long, long time. And it's been completely fine. You fucker. Yeah, I've used this purple Menace patch forever, and then I've got Menace patches on the walk snail goggles as well. And yeah, they've always worked totally fine. Is the TrueRC stuff better? Maybe. You know, a long range guy might be able to tell. I certainly can't. So yeah. Antennas on goggles are incredibly difficult to quantify what's the best, good, better, best kind of thing. And so, yeah, here's another way to be able to tell if people don't know what the hell they're talking about. If it's not a long-range pilot, and they're saying that, like, X antenna on their goggles is definitely better than Y antenna, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. The antenna that they think is better, I can almost guarantee you, is the more recent antenna that they've bought. And so, yeah, be wary of those people. Remember who those people are. They probably don't know what they're talking about. And so, yeah, like, if an antenna is, like, full-blown bad, yeah, you'll be able to tell. But most of these antennas aren't. And Menace RC is run by a guy who has an oscilloscope and has done some pretty good testing on YouTube. Is the name of the channel just Menace RC? Let's see. It sure is. No, it's sure is. Yeah. He's got some good there's just 4. But he's got some cool stuff. How to make a 5.8 gig FPV antenna accurately. Yeah, check out Menace's stuff. Watch these videos, and by the end of the videos, you'll go, oh yeah, he knows what he's talking about, kind of thing. So does TrueRC. But yeah, Menace, I have faith, is making good antennas over in UK. So do it. Prove it to yourself. Okay. Alex Wollman says, thank you for reminding me of that. Uriel says, yeah, you cleaned a lot. And Christmas shit on the mirror. Happy you don't have an aquarium. Drones like to go in there at my place. I can't even imagine that. Cole Power says, be careful saying stop rolling. EOS utility might hear you. Alexander Lewis Hughes says, I tuned in for put some Smackdown. Put some Smackdown. What? Put some Smackdown there, my friends. You're going to love it. Oh, that's what I was saying when you turned on the live stream. Nice. Everyday with Bruno says, sent you PayPal. Thank you again. Uriel says, I think drone props are always drifting, like more washing, spinning in the air instead of wing planes or ships. Yeah, the aerodynamic situation that our propellers are in is a nightmare. They have to be able to deal with incoming air at literally every single possible angle, right? And that's really difficult. That's why even 8 years in, propellers continue to get better. More than 8 years in. FPV is 10 years in, but probably 9-10 years ago, the propellers that we were running were just airplane propellers. And so, like, FPV specific props are probably about 8 years in, 8 years of development. And yeah, they do continue to get better and better and better. Alex Ullman says, why do you like 0.9 over 1.1? It's enough power, and it will spin up and down faster because it's less draggy. Admittedly, though, I have not back-to-backed the 1.1s and the 0.9s enough yet, so that's what I'll do next. I think over the course of the last 2 live streams, I've decided that the HQ ultralight props are durable enough, and I like them better than the Gemfan props. And so now it's going to be which of the HQ props are my favorite. But here's the thing. If you're going to put these propellers onto a really high kV motor, 36,000 kV, 40,000 kV, the lower pitch props are really all that you need. So... Oh, what's happening? Ah! Hey! I think a weasel just crawled up into my brain. Oh! I feel like shit, man. I'm so tired. Ugh! Yeah. What's really weird is the on the spreadsheet that I did. Hey, by the way, the spreadsheet from the other night. No, that's not the right one. Let's see. The spreadsheet that we did on Whoop Wednesday. What? Is up on the Discord. Not Discord. Patreon. I just threw up. Yeah, this is up on the Patreon. There's a link to it over there. Check this out. Look how weird this is. What the hell? Why are the 0.9s heavier? I mean, I think it's the difference is so small that it was just the scale being off a little bit, but usually the lower pitch the prop, the lighter it is. And in this case, either they weigh exactly the same, or yeah, they are a little bit heavier. Let's try this. I'm going to take the, I just fired up the scale. I'm going to put more of these propellers on the scale. So last time I only weighed 4 of the props. Now I'm going to weigh 8. And then we'll do the math real quick. So these are the 0.9s that I have on the scale right now. And we're coming in at 1.32. So divide that by 8 and we get 0.165. Yeah, see, so the scale was just a little bit off. 0.165. Hold on, let me do the thing. When I say the thing, what I mean is push on the scale and then let it settle back down. So it's coming right back down to 1.32. So I think that's pretty accurate. Although, no, without the propellers on it, it was saying that it was negative 0.09. Let me try it one more time. Put all 8 props on. And now it says 1.34. Now it says 1.37. Let me push on the scale to weight it and then let it settle back down. 1.38. 1.38 divided by 8 equals 0.172. I think these props weigh exactly the same, but the scale is just not quite accurate enough. These are the 0.9s. What did I just say? 173. Now the scale settled down to 1.36. I think that'll produce a whole number. 0.36 divided by 8. Wow, perfect. 0.17. I love that. And the scale is sitting at 1.36 now. It's not moving. Okay, so in theory, that's a little bit closer. Let's weigh the YOLOs. The old school YOLOs. And tear the scale out. Yeah, no, this scale is just not accurate enough. It keeps, when I take the props off, it keeps saying that it's in the negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, no, see, it consistently says that the higher pitch ones are a little bit less. But it's so slight that I don't think it really makes a difference. 1.28. The scale has settled down to 1.28. Now it's saying 1.30. Let's give it a second to settle. This is a $30 scale. 1.27. Nope, now it's back up to 1.3. Divided by 8 equals 0.1625. Yeah, it's close enough. Let's say 0.163. It's close enough that it makes no difference. It is weird, though, that the 0.9s are coming up a little bit heavier. That is weird. Now the scale is zeroing out without the props on it. So I think maybe the 0.9s are slightly heavier, but I don't think it really matters. I think it's within the realm of that's what this is, Morton. Within the realm of words go here. Let's do this. Jesse has an ultra magic scale. Jesse has a super expensive, super fancy scale that he weighs some stuff with. Hopefully he has weighed both of these props on his magical, super expensive scale. His scale is so fancy that it has a guard around it to prevent the wind from blowing and affecting the readings. So he's saying that the old school 1.1 pitch is 0.16 gram. 0.16 of a gram. Yeah, look at that. And then 0.18. Yep. So even on his super fancy scale, the new 0.9 pitch props are coming up a little bit heavier. I'll be damned. But again, I don't think that's enough. Well, you know what's interesting? It is 0.16 versus 0.18. Is that exactly what I'm showing? 0.16 versus 0.17? 0.163 versus 0.17? So yeah, it is. All right, so what's the percentage? What's the percentage change between 0.16 and 0.17? I'm going to just do that. So if it were 0.9 to 0.1, 0.09 to 0.1, it would be a 10% change. Half of that is a 5% change. So this is like a 6% This is a 6% change. That's significant. But the lower pitch prop is less draggy, and that will allow it to spin up and down faster. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is no difference whatsoever in response time between these two propellers. Regardless, they're significantly lighter than the Gem Fan props, and then the HQ ultralight biblades are a lot lighter at 0.125. So yeah, I'll bet that I can't feel the difference between the 1.1 pitch and the 0.9 pitch, but I'll try. After I figure out if I like the biblades or the tri-blades better, I will bounce back and forth between the tri-blades to see which ones, to see if I can tell the difference and or which ones I like better. Sound good? Sound like a plan? Stands? Simulator time. Nope, getting caught up on the chat time. Uriel says, you never had a spiritual download make our upper crown tingle. I have no idea. Morton Upshot says Sims today. Yep. All right, into the sim we go. We are going to be working on Matty Flips today, my friends. The name of the online multiplayer room is going to be CiottiFPV, as it always is. Firing up Velocidrone. We are playing Velocidrone. You won't need any of the expansion packs or any of that nonsense. Yeah, just come on in and hang out. If you jump into the room, though, at some point I am going to pick on you. Not pick on you, but pick you and watch your flying in hopes that I can see you doing something wrong with Matty Flips and correct it. Because if you're making that mistake, 100 other people are making that same mistake, and so you get to be the sacrificial lamb that helps everyone. And that's a good thing. So here we go. 5.9%. Thank you for doing the math. But also that's only the way of the prop, not the full build. Yeah, no, so that is only looking at, like, so that's going to be a potential 6% difference in response time. It's going to have nothing to do with thrust or momentum or any of that stuff. It's just going to have to do with how quickly the propeller will spin up and slow down. But that does matter. The PIDs function off of basically response time. When you move the PID values up and down, it's adjusting how quickly the error correction, which is all the PID loop really is, pushes against the quad going off of set point. Set point is where your sticks are. So anytime the quad is not doing what your sticks are doing, it's gone off set point. And so the higher you push your PID gains, the quicker it's going to try to get back onto set point. Well, the lighter your props are, the lighter your motor bells are, or the more power that your motors make is going to do the exact same thing. Make sense? Creating session. So to train Matty Flips, coastal is pretty much perfect. You want a spot that has a whole bunch of horizontal beams. Let's go coastal pylons. See what this is all about. All right, first and foremost, a Matty Flip is just a reversed power loop. That's actually really important to understand. And so what that means is you can just reverse what you've been doing in a power loop. And I know you've been doing power loops. So with a power loop, imagine my arm is what you're trying to power loop around. You enter in below with what I call maintenance throttle. Maintenance throttle means it's enough throttle to keep it from hitting the ground. All right? So you go under the object with maintenance throttle, and then you pitch back and you start to add throttle. Slowly, slowly, slowly. When you get up to around here, you go full throttle. The reason you do that is you have to kill this forward momentum. And so this is in the perfect orientation to kill that forward momentum, and you want to throw it up a little bit. So you go full throttle for a split second, you come completely off the throttle, you go all the way around, now you pick the throttle up again to change directions again, right? It's hopefully traveling backwards. So you pick the throttle back up and you gradually increase, and fly back under the object. A Matty Flip is just literally the complete opposite. You're going to throw it up over. You're going to be zero throttle by this point. Zero throttle, zero throttle, zero throttle, zero throttle. Once you get to around here, you're going to hammer the throttle because you have all this forward momentum and you have to try to kill the forward momentum. So you're going to hammer the throttle here, just like with the power loop. When you come up, you hammer the throttle, full throttle here. On a Matty Flip, you wait. Full throttle for just a split second, and then you gradually decrease the throttle to maintenance throttle to go back under the object. It is the complete opposite. Maintenance, increase, full, decrease, maintenance. Make sense? The problem is, Matty Flips are scarier because you're kind of blind. With a power loop, you go under the object that you're worried about hitting and you can watch it. And then all you have to do is blast the throttle and that'll send you to the fucking moon, and no matter what, you'll miss it. With a Matty Flip, you can't just hammer the shit out of the throttle because it'll drive you into the ground, right? Like the end of the Matty Flip is going under the object, and you're going under the object kind of blind. But it actually doesn't have to be blind. And I'm going to show you that first. When you're practicing Matty Flips, let me put my stick overlay on the screen. When you're practicing Matty Flips, one of the really cool things to do, so cranes are always the best. If you want to practice Matty Flips in real life, find a fucking crane. Find a construction site with a big crane like this. And you can actually do these in a way that's a lot less blind. And in order to do that, you're going to put the horizontal beam that you're Matty flipping around on the top of your view, like I'm doing here. And then you're going to try to just keep it there and just keep it on the top of your view. And this is how you do Matty Flips in a way that's not completely blind. You can't always do this, but this is a great way to start learning Matty Flips, because 90% is when do I put the throttle on and when do I not put the throttle on. So it's really like if you look at my pitch, I can do these without moving my pitch at all, right? So I'll just leave the pitch exactly where it is, and I can do this whole thing with the throttle. I'm being a little sloppy and I'm not zeroing the throttle out, and that's not good. If you don't zero the throttle out, you are thrusting into the ground. This crane is 7,000 feet high, so I can get away with it here. But ideally, if you look down at my stick overlay, you want to be off the throttle all the way around here. And now this is where you want to pick the throttle back up. When you do that, we're going to make it, yep. The Matty Flip ends up being really big. If you want to do tight Matty Flips and stay proximity to the object, you typically have to drag the throttle a little bit. So if you want to do like a proximity Matty Flip, you're kind of never going to come off the throttle, because when you come off the throttle, you get really far away from it. You see that? So if you want to have that like super, like if I wanted to do a Matty Flip here, right, where I'm limited because of this surface, I'm not going to be able to get all the way off the throttle. If I kill all the way off the throttle, well, I guess I kind of can, but did you see how close I came to the flat bottom there, and then it threw me way back? If I want to do a proximity Matty Flip here, I'm going to just increase the throttle and then decrease the throttle. It's hard to do that, admittedly. Also, for the record, Matty Flips are just pitch forward stuff. Everything that you do with pitch forward is just... Oh! What? Yo. I wish that was... I mean, you gotta have a little bit of skill to... Why am I flying through OBS? What am I doing? You have to have a little bit of skill to do that, but that was mainly luck, if I'm honest. Yeah, Matty Flips are just learning how to use pitch forward. And they're kind of a brilliant way to learn that. Most people spend the majority of their time flying FPV using pitch back, doing power loops, roll right, and roll left. And like, I've seen people fly that never pitch forward. They only ever pitch back. And it's a terrible habit to get in the same way that like only rolling right is a terrible habit to get in, right? And it's a super easy habit to have happen. So most people should be pitching forward more often. Man, look how cool this looks. Not. So, watch my stick overlay, and I'm going to do the safest version of a Matty Flip. Ready? And so the safest version is to keep your distance, and you're going to go full throttle, throw it up over, and just wait. When you see all sky, hammer the throttle, and then gradually pull the throttle down. I was a little violent with it. Watch my stick overlay again. So you're going to throw it up over, and that's going to give you more time. Hold your pitch, wait for full sky. Full sky, hammer the throttle, slowly back the throttle off. And that is the safest way to do it. And you can do it. But when you do that, it's going to be a big Matty Flip. Because you're zero throttle this whole time, and you're just waiting and waiting and waiting. You can cheat it. You can kind of cheat it and just go pitch forward fast. But now look, you're blind. You're completely blind. Did I even make it? I did make it. But you're blind when you do that. If possible, keep the object on the very top of the screen, and then it's a lot less sketchy. You can't always do that though. Like if I do some more proximity Matty Flips here, you're gonna lose that horizontal. Well, maybe not. Hold on. Yeah, I guess you don't always have to lose it. I feel like when I do Matty Flips in the real world, I lose the horizontal thing more often than not. But that's okay. Matty Flips are like a timing move. And so basically the first phase of the Matty Flip is just making sure that you clear the horizontal object. All right, so the first step is to give yourself enough of a throw. I mean, there's two ways of doing it. The seemingly safe way is just to fly over the object, and when you're clear of it, you start pitching forward. But now you've lost that object, and it gives you less time. Look how rushed this is. Ready? Watch how rushed this Matty Flip is going to be. I think I'm safe. All right, now here. Everything has to happen at once. It's actually a lot safer, and it looks better as far as I'm concerned, to approach low and throw yourself up over. And it gives you way more time. Look at all this time we have, right? It's not rushed at all. And so the first phase of the Matty Flip is to get yourself over the horizontal object. So throw up over, slow pitch, and now when you see all sky, I was trying to be really drastic with it. Throw up over, wait, all sky, hammer it, and that's going to start to push you back. The main problem that most people have with Matty Flips is this right here. They come over, they don't hit the throttle hard enough, and they end up here. And they don't clear the object. They don't get back. In the same way that the most common problem that people have with power loops is they go straight up and they don't come back. They don't clear the object. They don't actually power loop. They just fly under an object. They go straight up in the air. They do a backflip, and then they come straight back down. And it's because you're not putting full throttle in at the right time. Power loop, you want to wait, full throttle. And that gives you the rearward momentum to get back behind the object. Same deal, but opposite with Matty Flips. You're going to throw yourself up over, wait, full throttle here, and that's going to give you enough backwards momentum to clear that object and get out the other side. get out the back of it. And so that's the second part of the Matty Flip. Second part of the Matty Flip is being patient. First part, second part, patience, 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 full sky, full throttle. And now the third part of the Matty Flip is not hitting the ground. So part 1 is clearing the object on the way up. Part 2 is getting back far enough. Part 3 is not hitting the ground. And not hitting the ground is that maintenance throttle. You're going to do a big blip of throttle when you see full sky, and then you're going to give a little bit of throttle just so that you don't smack into the ground. Cool? And you can do it like really drastic. I can probably push myself all the way back. See that? We've Matty flipped the entire thing. And then I guess you could say, I guess you could argue that the fourth part is then like flying back up over the object, but you don't really need to do that. Like the magic of the Matty Flip is right in here. It's this like, oh my God! Oh shit! Like by this point, you can just turn around and fly out of it, and like you're cool. That is sort of a Matty Flip as far as I'm concerned. I try to get in between the little thingies. Let's see how you guys are doing. Mup shot. Let's see it. If you're not, that was a good catch, Mup shot. That was a really good catch. I guess one of the other big things is trying to get it smooth. It's do these guys, do these around the big crane. Don't this is a little too challenging. Do them around the big crane. But until you get good at them, do them on the big crane. There's a delay in the stream. All right, here we go. Pito is doing it on the big frame. Big crane rather. It's going to be a lot easier for me to troubleshoot this when you guys are doing it around the big frame. So when I troubleshoot people doing Matty Flips, all I'm really doing is looking at the stick overlay. All of the mistakes that you're going to see these guys make are like super common. And so the only problem with doing these around the big crane is you have a tendency to just go full throttle the entire time. So don't do that. Make sure that you don't go full throttle the whole time. Kick, there you go, Pito. Kick it, and now wait, yup, as soon as he saw all sky, and for the record, this does depend on your up tilt. The way that I'm teaching this is with 20 to 30 degrees of up tilt. If you're going to run some weird-ass up tilt, 0 degrees, 50 degrees, you're going to have to figure this out. It's going to be slightly different. But hopefully you guys are all running 20 to 30 degrees of up tilt. So when we look at Pito's stick overlay at the bottom, it's going to tell the story. He's 0 throttle. He's being patient. Full sky, full throttle. Let's one more time. Full sky, full throttle. And then he's backing off. And then see, he's going full throttle again because he's getting so far away from the object. This is the only thing that I don't like about doing these around this giant crane. But you got to do like 1,000 of these around the big crane before you can get this like smooth and before you can really understand when you should and shouldn't put the throttle on. And so that's okay. It's Matty Flips are a ton of experimenting with the throttle, and just once you've done 100 of them, you'll start to figure it out. You just have to resist the urge to be full throttle the whole time. You have to work the throttle. When you're doing them on the big crane, you've got an infinite amount of space, and you can actually do these full throttle the whole time, but you don't really learn when you do that. Now we're watching doubles. There you go, doubles. Let it sit 0. Let it sit 0. Let it sit 0. Keep pitching. Now full throttle. You got it. Doubles has it. And then, you know, you can play around with doing it full throttle the whole time. Play around with going from full throttle to 50% throttle. Again, you have to do 1,000 of these before it becomes even remotely natural. And because you're doing this blind, when you want to do it with any kind of proximity, it's really difficult. Raven 373, let's see it. Full throttle here. See, and now that's a super common thing, is where you stall out like that. Let's see it one more time. Full throttle now. So Raven, if you look at his stick overlay, he's not quite going full throttle when he's got full sky, and that's why he's not going. There he goes. So now he's creating that distance. Now and you need that distance. That's the magic of the Matty Flip, is creating that distance away from this object. See it one more time. And you just have to be patient. Now he hit it, and that kind of messed him up a little bit. Raven, if you can hear me, wiggle back and forth. There'll be like a 5 or 6 or second back, 5, 6, 7 second delay. Or maybe he's not listening to the stream. That's okay. He's getting it though. He's getting it. What I really want to see is full throttle as soon as you're looking all sky. Full sky in your vision, full throttle. And you just have to wait. So you're going to wait now. Right? And again, so it's a blip, 0 throttle, wait. Now full throttle. Full sky, full throttle. Craft name. It's Nightwing. Nice. Nightwing has got these. Watch Nightwing's stick overlay. This is a great example. So now this is a more proximity Matty Flip, and so now you're going to see him being much more active on the throttle. He has to get all the way off the throttle when he's inverted because he's so much lower to the ground. When you're doing it around the big crane, you can be full throttle the whole time because you're like 40 stories high. Nightwing is only 20 feet up, and so he has to be very crisp with the throttle, and he has to make sure that when his craft is sending thrust upwards, that he is off the throttle as much as possible. And so this is a great example. The only thing is he's not getting to full throttle, but he doesn't need it. He's actually maintaining so much proximity that he doesn't need to be full throttle to send himself all the way back out. This is the subtlety of Matty Flips. We tend to not be this subtle with power loops. Power loops, you almost always go full throttle. Matty Flips, when you do them really tight like this, a lot of times you don't need to go full throttle. Stop showing off, Nightwing. Jesus. Neurone is doing it around something that's pretty proximity now too. Let's take a look at his stick overlay down here. That was gnarly, Nightwing, by the way. All right, Neurone, let's see it. So right there, that's actually another really cool way to kind of practice Matty Flips. Let me show you guys that. So Matty Flips are the best way to figure out pitch forward and like also kind of flying backwards. What's cool about Matty Flips is you can get yourself lined up perfectly and then not think about roll and just use pitch. So you can just focus on your throttle and your pitch. Once you've done at least a few hundred Matty Flips, now you can start to mix it up. And now you know if you're inverted and you pitch forward, when you need to hit the throttle to go this way. And that's what you started to see Neurone and Nightwing do. And now here's your example of that. And this is one of my favorite things. Like, Matty Flips are super fun, but like everybody's seen him a million times. This is one of my favorite ways to use that sort of lesson that you're going to learn, which is to go up, find a gap, roll through the gap, and then pitch forward out of it. To me, that's one of the coolest looking things in all of FPV, because like nobody expects it. But the problem is you have to make corrections with roll unless you get it absolutely perfect. Like I was trying to really level the horizon out. So if you get the roll perfectly, if you get perfectly inverted, usually you need a little space to do that. I'm so used to making the corrections, it's actually hard for me to do this. But if you get the roll perfectly inverted, you don't really have to touch roll again. You can just do it on pitch. But eventually, you can do these things pretty sloppy. Hold on. You can do these things. You can even like put a little bit of style on it and do them like that. That was pretty ugly, but I think you see what I mean. You can add some kind of style to it, and you can like go out, you can crash into stuff, and it's great. You can go through here and like out the side, right? You're learning to fly backwards with Matty Flips. Matty Flips are like the first really cool way to start learning to fly backwards. And when you're pitching forward, you're almost always flying backwards. You can do it with dives, dive down, And you literally are teaching yourself to fly backwards. You can combine it with a power loop. You gain the ability to mix pitch back with pitch forward in a way that's like really, really smooth. So you can do Matty Flip around there and then power loop around here. You can rip it around there and go back into like that sort of pitch forward setup. Come back out here. You can even get really nasty and start to mix it in with flying sideways. And what it allows you to do is be very flowy. You start to almost fly like in this three-dimensional way where everything flows together. And you don't have to have these moments where like you reset. You just push from one into the other, into the other, into the other, into the other. Mupshot, let's see it. Ooh, Mupshot's doing it on the smaller stuff now. Oh, now he's going to the crane. Mupshot, wiggle back and forth if you can hear me, if you're watching the stream. Sometimes people just join at random. There he is. Yeah. So Mupshot's watching the stream. So let's see it. Let's see that full throttle. I want to see you get to full throttle, Mupshot. So it's a big hit of full throttle, and then you're going to back off slowly. So you're going to violently go full throttle as soon as you've got all sky in your view, and then you're going to slowly pull down on the throttle. If you're Mupshot, just go full throttle. Let me make sure that the stick overlay will even show me full throttle. Your transmitter might not be. Okay, yeah, there it is. There's full throttle. Okay. So you don't want to be full. You don't want to be. So this is what you can do. This is how you can do it. You can just use the pitch and then fly with the pitch. It's good to do that for a little bit. It teaches you a little bit, but the real lesson is in throttle application. And the drill is to push a little bit of pitch forward and leave the pitch alone and just fly with the throttle. That is the actual drill. You can do Matty Flips at full throttle the whole time and just fly with pitch, but you don't learn nearly as much as if you just do exactly what Mupshot's doing right now, a static amount of pitch, a little bit of pitch forward, and then just work the throttle. And see all that distance that got created? That's your lesson. When you create all that distance there, you got to go like, okay, how come? How come I had that massive amount of distance? How do I stay tighter to this thing? And eventually you're naturally going to start to make like little changes on the pitch, but you just got to do it over and over and over again. You guys are starting to really figure it out to the point where like you're not making we've gone over the major mistakes that you make. Now it's just about doing it over and over again. Good shit, Mupshot. Good stuff. Pito is back on the crane. Let's see it. At this point, I'm just trying to catch the mistakes and talk through the mistakes, but you guys are starting to really figure this out. That's sort of a mistake is that the crane went off the top of the screen, but sometimes that happens. So that's not really a mistake. The mistakes are the one main mistake is just that you don't go full throttle when you're looking at the full sky, and that doesn't give you enough momentum back. And the reason why that's such a mistake is because the move is blown. You can't fix that. If you don't get enough rearward momentum, you are stuck. If this is the object, you didn't send yourself back far enough, you get stuck under it, and then the only thing you can do is like a power loop to make it almost look like you did it on purpose and you're like yo-yoing in a weird way. But that's really the main mistake in Matty Flips, and you guys are figuring that. See, Pito, like, he corrected himself to get under the thing. He stopped pitching. When you see somebody doing a Matty Flip and they stop with the pitch, a lot of times it's because they've realized that they didn't hit the throttle hard enough to send themselves back, and by stopping the pitch, they give themselves more time to slide back under the object. That's just a correction that you're going to make. Especially like as you do these more and more and you get better at them, that just becomes something that you do naturally, but it doesn't look quite as good as if you can just pitch a little bit and just rock that same amount of pitch all the way around. That's the magic, and in order to do that, you have to be active on the throttle. You have to really work the throttle up and down, and you have to hammer the throttle at just the right time. This is now Raven 373, and now he's starting to play around with pitching over and then rolling over and then using pitch to send yourself back under. And so now that actually just reminded me. We're gonna watch Nightwing in a second, but watch this, right? So one of the most important things about doing that is where you put full throttle on. You do carry some forward momentum, but watch, ready? When we roll over, we don't want to put the throttle on yet. We want to wait. Now's where we want to put it on, and go figure. That's when we're looking at full sky. If you put the throttle on here, you ram yourself into the ground. That's too early. Still too early. You throttle into the ground. You don't want that. You got to wait. Roll it over, pitch it forward. Wait, now. You got to wait until at the very least you have full sky in your view. Now. And then you just keep it going. So if you're going to play with this rollover thing, which you should do a bunch of Matty Flips first. But if you're going to play with this rollover setup, you got to wait. You got to be patient. Patient. Now. You actually want to wait until you have, if you've just barely full sky, you're still kind of thrusting down. Right? So just barely the full sky, we're still thrusting down. But we're also thrusting back quite a bit. So if you want to make sure you're not thrusting down, you got to turn a little bit more. See that? And now we're not crashing because we have just enough of an angle. Jesus, where'd we go? You have just enough of an angle. Whereas if you just pitch forward and now full sky, that's not quite enough. But that's where you want to initially hammer the throttle because you want to push yourself. And then you keep that pitch forward to keep yourself off the ground. But if for some reason you wanted to do like the most mega thing ever, you're going to point straight up and then you're going to go full throttle. And if once you've pointed yourself up, pitch forward, full sky a little bit more, now you have just enough. I needed to push forward a little bit more. Right around here. Now you'll never hit the ground. Well, you'll hit the crane though. Let's see what Nightwing's up to. He's just going to shred in here. And so now, yeah, so he's going to show you what I was telling you before, where you start to just be able to link this stuff all together. And it just becomes like you don't need to reset. Like whatever orientation you're in, wherever the object is, you can either be pitching forward or pitching back. And there's not this like, all right, I'm done with that move. Now I'm going to do another move. It just turns into one big dance. And this is where things get super nuts. Cold Power says, how do you know I don't want to throttle into the ground? So presumptuous. Uriel says, I tried to pay your Patreon credit card fight. Sorry, no sweat, brother. No sweat. Uriel also says, I bought this week Velocidrone. First, I have to get some fewing with the game. And I think I'm caught up on chat. Yep, caught up on chat. Awesome. Does that make sense, everybody? Does anybody not... Is anybody not getting this? Matty Flips are hard as hell, but they're not nearly as hard as most people think they are. See that little thing that... All right. Oh. Nerone just reminded me of something. Matty Flips are a great way to fix fucked up power loops. So if you do a power loop and you send yourself up like this and you don't have enough rearward momentum, rock it right into like a half a Matty Flip. This is like one of the only ways to correct a screwed up power loop. So you do a power loop and you didn't hammer the throttle enough to get back far enough, right? And so you did one of these failed power loops where you go straight up, pause here, and, well, the thing was in the way. But you probably see what I'm getting at already. You go up here, and then you just rock it right into that. And now you get a second chance, right? With the power loop, when you have full sky, you go full throttle, and that throws you back far enough. If you fucked that up, and if you didn't go full throttle, full sky, you went full throttle too early, now you get to try again. Wait for the full sky, now hammer it. And now you've done something that's actually pretty cool looking. Especially like if you do it really tight. Like if you just do a little hit like that, you can really tie those together. That looks like even less of a mistake. That really looks like you did it on purpose. So you come up, little blip of the throttle. Hold on, I got confused. Little blip of the throttle, turn it back around. Where you transition from pitching back to pitching forward, kind of, it's on you, but usually it's when you've realized that you made the mistake. And you can really kind of clean it up. And then if you want, you can even... That's a good excuse to fly up over the object and turn it into a full Matty Flip. Since you're only kind of doing like a half Matty Flip here, right? You're almost doing like a Matty dive in this weird way. This is a good chance to go all the way up over the object. And now you've done like 1.5 Matty Flips and you can look like a total fucking baller beast lunatic. And then you start to get roll, like we saw Nightwing doing, you start to get roll involved in the game. And you start to really tie these things together. We're going to give Neuron a little bit of spotlight. Maybe, I think there's one more person after him, and then we're going to shut this down because it's 5 o'clock already. Great flying, guys. Neuron doing the big Matty dive. Let's call that the Matty dive, I think. It's more of like a dive to Matty, but it's basically that. That right there, man, that is one of my favorite things to do. That like roll inverted and then pitch forward. Ugh, if you do that right through like a small gap, it looks so fucking cool. It is hard though, because now you're having to manage your roll as well. And when you're flying backwards, like rolling left and right, it's almost backwards. It's really not backwards, but it like kind of feels backwards. So if you guys are going to start to learn this, just do dead straight ahead Matty Flips. Do not get roll involved. It'll become way too difficult, way too fast. But down the road, you're going to start to bleed over into roll. And now you're going to start to, and eventually you're going to start to see that all trippy spins really are is tail in orbits. It's just flying backwards with a little bit of roll and a little bit of yaw. Like, they're not that difficult, and they look terrible, so don't do them. But once you start to really learn this stuff, you'll just be able to do trippy spins. This is why I don't teach trippy spins. Like, and you shouldn't just learn trippy spins. Learn this. Learn to fly backwards. Learn to fly with pitch forward, and then you'll just be able to do trippy spins. Wish.com. He just joined. He's going poops. Mupshot, Pito, Raven, Craft Name, Neuron. Here's Wish.com. We'll give him a couple seconds. Although he's stuck in the ground. Wish is stuck in the crate. No sweat. I'm gonna fly for like 30 seconds and then we'll shut this mother down. And so one of the ways to make this look really cool is to lay it out. Let it breathe. I mean, with a lot of this stuff, to make it look really cool, you got to give it time. You got to let it breathe and let it hang. When you're in like a weird orientation, like when you're trucking forward but you're inverted, let that hang. And now see, that didn't look as good. That didn't look as good because we're just looking at the ground. We can't really see what's going on there, right? When you turn it over and you pitch forward a little bit and you can actually see where you're going, it's like a super interesting perspective. And that's where I like to like just let that shit hang out. Just let it chill. When you're in like a really cool orientation, well, that's kind of cool. Can we do like an inverted backwards wall ride? Hold on. Where can we do some wall ride action? Right here. No. Let's do it on the building. So if I go like this... Wait, no. What was I doing? No, here we go. Building. Building is perfect. Let's see. Yeah, like a nose-in wall ride. That's a bit much, but... yeah, hold on. I'm trying to figure out... Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. Once you have mastered power loops and Matty Flips, you'll be surprised at how weird stuff you can just do. Like, you'll just be able to do weird shit. Like that. That's a perfect example. That's not like a move. That's me just throwing it at the, like, deciding that I want to do a wall ride, but with the wall going backwards. And so you do it, you roll one direction, you roll the other direction. It's like, yeah, there it is. You just got to get like comfortable with pitching forward and traveling backwards and making corrections in one way and the other way to figure out like, right, I have to tilt this side to get away from it, and then it'll all just sort of fall into place. Everybody that joined me in there was doing an awesome job. You guys are great pilots. Just keep flying, and it'll, like, the ability to like sit here and like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna pitch forward, I'm gonna hit the throttle, like that is step like 0.5. Once you get to like the first step and you're good at that, that's when that's when the fun really begins, because you're comfortable enough to then link it up with other stuff so it actually looks like you're doing it on purpose. And that's the hard part. That's why you got to fly a lot of batteries, because like, you know, being able to do a trick, like these tricks are not hard. You know, it's put the sticks in one direction, put the sticks in a different direction, don't hit the ground. You can figure that out pretty quick. It's then connecting them all together, that's what takes forever. And frankly, that's what's kind of frustrating a lot of times. And that's why, you know, the whole 6 batteries a day thing that I've been beating you guys to death with for the last 6 to 8 months is so important, because like, yeah, that's what takes probably thousands of batteries, if I'm really honest. You got to put the time in to be able to connect these things in a way that looks cool. And so do it, because it's fun. Flying is fun. And spend a lot of that time in the sim, because when you start flying backwards, you are going to break some shit. And you are going to break some shit violently, because you are going full throttle with a Matty Flip when you are looking straight up into the sky and you can't see shit. And what happens a lot, not a lot, but what is absolutely going to happen is that you're going to come across here, you're going to hammer the throttle too early, and you are going to hammer yourself into the ground at full throttle in the back of the rig where the battery is on a 5-inch or a 3-inch, and you're going to wreck your batteries and you're going to just annihilate the rear arms. Luckily, you're not going to break the GoPro that's on there. But when you hit these things in the rear, they blow up pretty good. When you hit them full throttle, they blow up pretty good. And so work the shit out of this in the simulator. Because, yeah, when you start doing these in the real world, the other thing is the nerves are going to be at like an 11 out of 10 in the real world. And that just destroys your ability to do Matty Flips. And your tendency is to hit the throttle too early. And that's the worst thing that you can possibly do in a Matty Flip. And that's what causes you to go full throttle into the ground. With a power loop, your same tendency is to hit the throttle too early. But what that does is it just fires you up into the air where you're totally safe. So like power loops, you don't break a lot of stuff. You just get frustrated because you keep sending yourself straight up in the air, and you either barely get behind the object or you don't get behind the object at all, but you're safe. And then you try it again, you fuck it up again with a Matty Flip. When you get it wrong, the rig explodes and you put it into the back of the car and you grab the other one, or you go home. So like learning Matty Flips in real life takes a lot longer because you break shit. Learning power loops in real life, you get a lot more attempts. So learn Matty Flips in the sim and make sure that you don't just sit full throttle the whole time. That is not the way to do it. You have to work the throttle. Try to put the same amount of pitch in and then just use the throttle to complete the Matty Flip. Do that a lot and then start to alter the pitch. But you want to try to never do Matty Flips full throttle the whole time. In the real world, you will almost never do a full throttle Matty Flip the entire time. A, because you know that it's abusive on your battery. B, because you're going 80 miles an hour and like you just won't do it. You won't do a full throttle Matty Flip in real life. So don't do them in the sim. Well, do them in the sim for a little bit. Do like 100 and then never do them again, because you don't really learn that much. Got it? J Monk says, if you do lots of loops and Matties, do you recommend more powerful motors? I know depends on the rig. Not at all. There is nothing about the Matty Flip that requires more powerful motors. it is the Matty Flip is a perfect example of a move that is 99% technique. You can do Matty Flips with brushed tiny whoops because it's just about putting the throttle in at the right time. The less power that you have, the more pitch you're going to have to put in, and the more proximity you're going to want to have. The tighter the tighter the power loop or the Matty Flip is, the less power you need because you're traveling less of a distance. The bigger you want to do a Matty Flip, the more power you need to cover that ground in a way that like looks good. You could still do a giant Matty Flip with a really low powered rig, but it would be boring because it would be super slow because the rig doesn't have any power. So yeah, power has nothing to do with it, believe it or not. Neuron says first battery in real life batteries said bye-bye, yeah. Uriel says my high school report was not so good. I made mistakes, so practice in sim. There you go. Thanks for hanging, friends. Learn to fly backwards by practicing Matty Flips. Coastal is great. Gradually try to tighten the Matty Flip up. Do it more and more proximity. Remember to try to put that horizontal object at the very top of the screen and don't let it go off the screen. Once it goes off the screen, you're flying blind. You're going to do that anyway, and you're going to learn the timing of this. But if you have it on the top of the screen, you'll know that you're not going to hit it because it's there. It's not here, right? And make sure that you're moving the throttle up and down. Pitch forward, be patient. Wait. Full sky, full throttle for a split second, and then back it off. And that'll give you enough to get around the object. Go try them, my friends. CiottiFPV.com to support me. I'm crowdfunded. You guys make this possible. Let's keep it going. Pulling up another flight file from Rampage. Oh my god, this camera looks terrible. I'm not going to make you watch that. Oh my god, this camera looks terrible too. What about this one? Oh my god, what rig is this that I was flying that it's the muddiest shit I've ever seen? Good lord. Oh, muddy. I should just delete these files. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. That looks better. All right, friends. I'll see you tomorrow night at 10. There it is. Peace be with you.